It is painfully obvious that we live in the age of the TikTok, the 10-second video that can destroy a person's reputation, the unearthed tweet by the offense necromancers which can get a person fired. And no amount of context or explanation is enough. The moment the clip has appeared, you're going to have an outrage mob that's going to try to get the person fired. The case of Joe Rogan comes to mind, where despite the fact that the man has an ample body of work on the internet, months of footage, it was just a small video with him saying the N-word that was enough to cause a major controversy, which he only survived because he was Joe Rogan and he was immensely popular. But when you actually look at that clip, all of the N-words were said in context. It was usually him saying, well, this person got fired because he said the word, and due to the fact that he repeated the word was enough to have that clip. Now, the moment you start talking about context, the moment you start saying, well, this is why I said it, you already lost the conversation. The public only needs that clip. And I realized this on a live stream yesterday, that it's actually an ingrained part of American culture that doesn't really exist here in Eastern Europe. And I think it comes from the time of the evangelicals, because this was the initial time I was exposed to this. And in the Orthodox religion, we really do not believe the same ideology. And that is, if a person commits one sin, then he is a sinner. So for example, if a person says one lie, then he is a liar. Or if a person steals one thing, then he is a thief. And it's next to impossible to explain to an American that there are people out there who genuinely do not believe this logic, but this logic is what fuels cancel culture today. And I will debunk the logic right now. Okay, let's say that if a person steals once, then he is a thief. But if a person gives to charity once, is he not a charitable person? If all his life he is Scrooge McDuck, he wouldn't piss on a burning orphan if you pay him. But one time, he donates to charity. Does that make him a philanthrope? So notice how it's only used with negative things. If you say a lie, then you're a liar. But if you say the truth once, you're not an honest person. Even though the American will say, well, yeah, but like if a person says a lie once, then that is the definition of a liar. And I'm like, okay, but like, let's say that a person lies consistently. And one time he says the truth. Is he an honest person? Why not? Now, the way it works here in Eastern Europe, it is subjective to a degree, but it matters the severity of the thing as well as how often it is being done. So, for example, yes, if a person murders once, then he is a murderer due to the severity of the act of murdering. But if a person, for example, goes to an exam and realizes he forgot his pencil at home, and next to him there's a pencil that doesn't belong to him, so he just takes it in order to write the exam, and then forgets to put it back, he stole the pencil. But no one would call that person a thief, because the act of stealing that he did is so minuscule, and he only did it once, that even though, yes, like he stole, but you wouldn't say he is a thief. A thief would be someone that does it consistently, either by stealing small things consistently, like the type of person that you have to place your hand over your pocket when he comes there because you need to check your wallet, or the person who steals once but steals such a huge amount of cash, like $1 million, he stole $1 million, that therefore he's a thief. That is enough to tarnish his reputation. The American can't get his mind around this. Like, I have tried so hard to explain. It's like, look, if a person commits the act once, that wouldn't, like, describe him. For example, if a person wins one game of League of Legends, you wouldn't call him a professional player. You wouldn't call him a competent League of Legends player. Like, he would have to win consistently against difficult odds in order to call him a champion. And it's pretty much the same with anything else when it comes to Eastern Europe. Like, you would have to lie consistently in order to be a liar. You would have to steal consistently in order to be a thief. Or you'd have to steal something of immense value once in order to have your reputation tarnished. For example, you stole the Mona Lisa, you're an art thief, even though you've never stolen art before or you never planned to. So where am I going with this? Well, due to this mindset, you actually have the culture that you do now in the United States, where you can have a person that has an entire body of work out there in the public space. And the moment they slip once, just once is enough. Like that moment you have the soundbite of 5 seconds where they say something that can be perceived as racist, it's over. There's no more context. It doesn't really matter anything else because it's one strike, you're out rule. Now, the difference with Christianity is that in Christianity you could have repented. So you go to the priest, you have a confession, you wash away the sin, as they say, and you get another opportunity. With progressive ideology, with cancel culture, you don't get another opportunity. You're caught once, that's it. And of course, no person can live up to the standard. No one is without sin, as they say. Like, please, the person that never said anything offensive in their entire life, step forward. I would like to watch your internet browsing history. But the way that it is being used is that the moment they find a person they don't like Joe Rogan, for example, they will start combing through the months of work that he has out there. They will go through every single minute of footage. And of course, eventually they will find something. You can do this with every single person. Justin Trudeau in Canada. I mean, he has transgressed numerous times. The only difference is that his transgressions are ignored. They're looked away. People pretend they don't see them. But with a person that upsets the status quo, that upsets progressives, immediately they find reasons. Destiny, another perfect example. Streamer on Twitch. He made a lot of offensive stuff that was overlooked because at the time he was serving the cause. The moment he started having different opinions about the Kyle Rittenhouse case, eventually people found out, oh, well, he said this offensive thing and he did this offensive stuff in the past. So, again, I just can't reach American people to explain to them that a person who lies once isn't a liar. Like, it's so ingrained in the American culture. And again, it doesn't make sense because even if you were to convince me, well, you know, the definition of a liar is a person who lies. And I'm like, okay, but the definition of a charitable person is a person who does charity. And if you are saying that the action is required only once, then a single action of good should make the person good. Just like you're saying that a single action of evil makes the person evil. And nothing else matters. Like, and even then, like, applied to Christianity, this can make sense because you're trying to push people to go to church and seek communion with the divine. But in the concept of progressive ideology, it makes no sense because if this is the standard, it's impossible to obtain. So what is the point in even trying to do good things? If the moment you've done a single bad thing, it completely erased all the good that you have done. So might as well not even try. Because you don't have redemption in this ideology. And finally, I also noticed this when people associate with other people. So, if you have a person that's in a picture with a far-right individual, like for example, Elon Musk being associated in a picture with Maxwell. She's not far-right, but she's problematic. Everyone is like, oh, well, because she is involved in human trafficking and she's in a picture with Elon Musk, that clearly Elon Musk is also involved in human trafficking, right? Like the evil from one person in the picture goes to the evil to another person. And this is also with people from the far right. Like if you are a politician and you're in a picture with an individual that's far right, then the evil from that person seeps into the politician. But it never goes the opposite way. So if a person that's a politician takes a picture with an individual that's far left, for some reason, like the positive, I'm saying how it's viewed by the progressive culture, right? Like the positive vibes from being in a picture with AOC doesn't sip into the politician. I found that to be very interesting. Like, for example, back in 2016, YouTube, I interviewed a lot of people. And Like, oh, why are you platforming this guy? Why are you platforming this sexist? Why are you platforming this misogynist? You're a misogynist as well because you're platforming. And I'm like, yeah, but like yesterday, I platformed a feminist. Why doesn't it make me a feminist by your logic? And the reason for this is that the American culture is that if you do one act of evil, you're evil, but you can do 99.9% of good, and it will be invalidated the moment you did something bad. And this is why you have the current system of the TikTok generation, of the 10-second sound clip, of the unearthed tweet, because that's all it takes. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you in the comment section. Take care.